Hi, my name is Brett Swarts, and this is an introduction to eXp commercial. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and a little bit about the model and why it's so special and why you might want to join us. In fact, I started out at Marcus and Millichap, helping people buy and sell multifamily investment properties in 2006. And over my career, I've seen multiple models, and we were always taught to underwrite the property, figure out what the IRR is, the cap rate, the cash flow, and figure out if it makes sense for our sellers who are selling and our buyers who are buying. And over the years, we've been teaching and helping our clients create and preserve more wealth with 1031 exchanges, with Delaware statutory trust, with buying and selling and adding value to properties. And I want to challenge you, the listener, now to put your underwriting cap on. So if you are the broker listening to this or an agent, and find out if eXp model makes sense for you. You know, every special company in the past, if you ever think about the Steve Jobs or the Jeff Bezos, right, the Michael Dells, it starts with a special type of person who becomes an icon or a genius in their industry. And you know, this is Glenn Stanford, and he actually is the founder of eXp Residential and eXp World Holdings, which now is the division of eXp Commercial for those who are in investment real estate professionals. And he is a very special person. He's brilliant with his background. In fact, he was a residential agent when he first started out. He also was in the tech industry, and he connected the dots to bring something to the real estate world that is now the fastest growing real estate company in the history of brokerage. With over 85,000 agents now and commercial just getting started, it starts with Glenn Stanford. And Glenn actually had important roles in the internet startups before launching eXp in his real estate career in 2002, and then launching eXp in 2009. And it really became the cloud-based model mixed with a financial rev share and stock share model that is changing the industry and taking it by storm. In fact, he really believes, and we've come to believe with the culture of eXp, that the agent should be most rewarded for their contribution to the company, as well as closing deals and helping others to close more deals. And this is basically like moving from the left side of the quadrant to the right side of the quadrant. So have you ever seen or read the book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where he talks about being a business owner and an investor versus just an employee or self-employed? And so what eXp, what Glenn figured out, is he figured out how to move us to the right side of the quadrant versus just working for the large corporate organizations that typically have a lot of overhead and take a lot of commission. So how does this all get started, and what's the model itself? Well, it's first to understand, like, innovation is happening all around us, and you're seeing it with companies like Blockbuster going out of business and Netflix. It's this cloud-based model where we're moving away from brick and mortar and moving into something that's more efficient and actually just a better experience for the customer. This is also happening with Circuit City with Amazon. Circuit City is now gone. Amazon is in place. And for those who are behind, they typically go out of business or they miss out on the opportunity. And so we're seeing the same thing with Blockbuster and Circuit City. We're seeing that with the traditional real estate brokerage model. What is the traditional real estate brokerage model? Well, it has typically the big corporate headquarters. Then it might have the franchisees. It might have local owners. It might have management, and then from management, it might have the agent. There's a lot of overhead in between the agent getting paid and the corporation. And what eXp has figured out is how to turn that on its head, just like Amazon figured out, just like Netflix, just like Uber has figured out, just like even Airbnb has figured out. And so eXp is what Netflix, Amazon, and these cloud-based models is to the old way of doing business. In fact, Tony Robbins even figured this out when he did a study on Airbnb versus Hilton. And what's really interesting about this is if you look at Hilton is 99 years old, and they're valued at $18 billion. So it's about 100 years. Airbnb, it's 10 years old, and it's valued at $31 billion. So think about that. That efficiency in 10 years, they've just basically, more than doubled, right? Just about doubled the valuation. What took Hilton 100 years to accomplish, they've done it in 10 years. And this is what eXp is doing to the industry. And that's why it's grown so fast. And this is why you want to take advantage of this opportunity, okay? And so, first of all, what's one of the foundations of eXp? First of all, it's a cloud-based environment. And we're not new to the cloud, but eXp just was really first to market with this, where Glenn, in his brilliance, said, you know what? We're going to just get rid of brick and mortar. Does that mean that you don't have an office to go to? No, not at all. The actual big corporate, everyone works from the cloud, doesn't have brick and mortar. And you as the agent, or we as the agents, we have Regus offices. In fact, it's worldwide. eXp is now in 21 countries, and you have offices everywhere. So we don't give up the offices. We just use a smart model through Regus to not have huge overhead to be able to have our teams and base our operations. I'm here in Sacramento, California, and I think there's at least 3 offices here in Roseville that are Regus, and maybe I think 5 or 6 in the whole Sacramento region. But I have clients in the Bay Area. I have clients in Florida, I have clients in Texas, and I can go to a Regus that's local to those markets and have meetings. It's not, it's the new way of doing business, and it's a great way to do business because that includes no desk fees for you as the agent. You can work from anywhere. You can cut the overhead, and when you cut that overhead, there's more commissions to go around. In fact, I remember being at Marcus and Millichap, and it was my first year. It was about 75% of the commission was going to Marcus and Millichap and to our mentor for the first few deals. And that's 25%. Now, I'm really grateful, and I had an amazing experience there, and I learned from some of the best in the business. But 75% on a $100,000 commission, it's a lot of commission to give up and pay back into the system. But you can't blame them. They have a lot of overhead and a lot of middle management in order to make their model work. Whereas at eXp, we're going to explain here in a minute, after you pay $20,000, that is the cap, and you have the ability to make unlimited amount, 100% commission to you because of the way they've been efficient with this cloud-based model. Also, there's no huge overhead for you to invest in as well. And there's tons of access to support and training through what's called Virbela. Virbela is an amazing online cloud platform. It's sort of like if you played the game Sims growing up, right? Where you're this avatar. Well, that's where everyone interacts inside the cloud. You can also call people and email, all those normal things, but it creates an environment which is very efficient and also very low cost where we can still get business and deals done. So Regus is, again, one of our offices that we partner with. Every single eXp agent gets the initial part of their fee per month, gets the initial Regus office. They can get their own office, but they get the membership to have the kind of the local space. But Regus is what we use, and these are beautiful offices that are Class A offices that are great. The next thing that eXp is all about is technology. They're not just a real estate brokerage; they're also a technology company. So they're focused on bringing the best technology and the best systems for the agents, for our brokers. And these are the CRMs, these are the marketing, these are the lead generation. And these are powerful email automation, text automation, and then things like Build Out, that builds out the entire offering memorandum, and where you can syndicate out to Bervitas, to Crexi, to LoopNet, to different platforms all at once. That's a part of their once a month fee, which is about $250, by the way, for all of the technology, all of the Virbela, all of the cloud-based model, and that includes a few other things as well. So that's a great way to make sure that you have your offering memorandums that you can create. There's also over 50 hours of live training, and I found that when I was trying to build my business, you had maybe one layer of someone who was going to help you build your business. But what's unique about eXp is their model, they encourage icons, and icons is essentially hitting a certain number of deals and gross commissions per year, and you get rewarded back with stock, and we'll explain that here in a little bit in a minute. But part of that also too is contribution, going back and training and giving best practices. And because the model is one where we're all owners, we're on the right side of the quadrant, this encourages the agents to get back and train. And so there's over 50 hours of live training across the country where top agents and top professionals are sharing their secrets about how to trade real estate, how to do branding, how to do marketing. And it's a great way for you to tap into all of what eXp has to offer in the cloud. But what I'm most excited is what I'm about to talk about right now. And these are the equity opportunities that agents become shareholders at eXp Realty or eXp World Holdings, eXp Commercial, and you become a owner alongside of the agents, right? So again, part of what we learned in commercial real estate was how do we get on the other side of the phone? How do we create passive wealth? How do we become asset owners rather than just people who are doing commissions, trading our time for dollars or per deal? Well, Well, you become an owner by buying assets or being part of a shareholder. And so every time you sell, part of what eXp provides is opportunities for you to get equity, get stock. So you earn shares on your first transaction. You also earn shares when you fully cap. You also earn shares when an agent you sponsor closes their first transaction. So there's multiple ways to earn equity. Also, you can icon. So icon essentially is capping. What is capping? Well, capping is when it's an 80-20 split, but you essentially earn $100,000 in gross commission. You're going to pay $20,000 to eXp. You're going to keep the $80,000. You've capped. You've fulfilled in a calendar year from when you start. You've fulfilled your total amount that's owed to eXp. Well, owed is probably not the best word. It's more so that's what their split is. Okay. But beyond that, if you earn another $500,000 in gross commissions, you keep 100% of that, which is incredible, which is really unheard of. Even at Marcus and Millichap, it was 50-50 for the first 100,000, and I think it hit even up to 250. Then it may have been 60-40, and there's different ways to cut that down. But it's never been a cap, and so this is one of the first times in history that I've seen any cap for a brokerage model that also gives you stock. And so that is an amazing way. Also, if you become an icon, which they haven't set the exact number for it, but it might be $500,000 gross commissions for commercial, then you can also maybe get that back in stock, which is pretty cool. So not only do you get that $20,000 go to eXp, but then they give you stock back for that amount. As well, you can also enroll in the agent equity program. And this is pretty cool too, because you can enroll to be paid 5% of every transaction commission with a 10% discount in the stock. So if you had, let's say, a $100,000 gross commission, 5% is $5,000, then you can buy the eXp stock at a 10% discount. So that's a great way to build some wealth. But out of all of that, this cash flow rev share model is the best part of the equity ownership program. And that you can create passive cash flow through building your business and through recruiting, through bringing on agents, coaching them, training them, helping them to close transaction, either on your team directly or this through a sponsorship. By the way, this also works for residential, for business brokerage, or commercial. So you can create a revenue share program where as you build up a team, you get cash flow for life. I mean, every single transaction that every person caps on, you're going to get paid on. So let's walk through this. And by the way, this is for the residential model. It's even actually more attractive for the commercial model. But I just want you to focus on these first two tiers and ignore kind of the rest right now. But I want you to think about if you have 10 agents on your team right now, and if those 10 agents each capped in a given year, meaning they earned about $100,000 in gross commission, you're looking at $2,800. Think of it like a referral fee that eXp says, thank you for bringing these agents on and sponsoring them, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean you're training them all together. You might also have a 50-50 split with them as you're training them and coaching them up. You might have another deal going there, but even if they just close a deal and maybe they be a half cap, you're gonna get either $2,800 or you could get whatever percentage of what they cap in that given year, and that's every single year, right? So let's say 10 agents that you sponsor or bring in, and they all cap, you're looking at 10 times 2,800, that's $28,000. Which you might say, well, Brett, that's not life-changing. Well, that's $28,000 for as long as they're in the business and they're closing, and they're longer they're with eXp that you're getting paid on. What's exciting is you take those 10 people and you help them get 10, and that creates even a bigger margin for you to earn. And it goes down multiple levels, but it's a great way to earn passive income when otherwise you're just working for commissions. So this in and of itself is just an incredible way to do what you're already doing. And I remember at Marcus and Millichap, I would recruit and bring people in. I would share the story, I would share the vision, and I would be excited. Well, with eXp, and what did I get for that? I didn't get anything. In fact, most of the time I just got more competition. I mean, I might do a couple deals with them for the first few and split that 50-50. But after that, they're my competitor in the cubicle next to me, or the office down there, or worse, they go to CB Richard Ellis or JLL or a different company, Keller Williams Commercial, and now they're competing with me. Whereas eXp, they're aligning us to work together and also incentivizing us to bring on great talent to help them close deals. So that is the revenue share program, which is amazing. We also, or eXp also has a focus on ancillary services, and these has to do with title. This has to do with lending. They also have a thing called success coaching. Success Coaching is their commitment to leadership. And part of their initiative is to take 50% of all the profits and share that with, revenue share that with the agents. By the way, this is not anything new. Keller Williams had a thing called profit sharing. The difference is, what is new is revenue sharing is off the top, not off the profits on the bottom. And so this revenue share is a completely transformational model that unlocks the ability for us to build cash flow, okay? And also Glenn's commitment to Success Magazine, Success Coaching is our leadership and personal development. So eXp is more than just a real estate company. It's also a tech company, but it's also a leadership development company. And so the extent we can be built as leaders together, one another, and through the company, we can also help our clients and achieve more there. So they bought Success Magazine, they have Success Coaching. In fact, Tony Robbins' son, Jarek Robbins, is the head of Success Coaching with eXp, which is owned by eXp World Holdings, which is what you get stock in. And so, again, more opportunities. They say the average millionaire has 7 different income streams, and this is just another income stream that eXp provides if you want to be a coach. So you can learn more about that at success.com/coaching. There's also Success Lending. But all of this being said, eXp is also a worldwide company. In fact, there's over 21 countries now. And there's opportunities to connect and grow your rev share business, but also do more commercial real estate transactions over having a broader reach across the globe. Real quick on the commission and cap, again, it's an 80-20 split, and it's a $20,000 cap. So after you earn 100% commission for the remainder of the year, so after you basically earn $100,000 in commissions, you'll pay 20, so that's 80 to you. If you earned another $1 million, it's 100% to you, the agent. You do have some transaction fees, some small transaction fees to be aware of. Standard cost per month is $250, and that's a cloud fee. You also have a broker review fee and a 100% risk management fee. So those are the standard costs, but untouched in the industry, okay? And real quick about my background, again, I started at Marcus and Millichap, but I fell in love with solving problems for clients, and I also fell in love with solving problems for agents. For the client side, we offer the Deferred Sales Trust. It's an advanced way to exit not using a 1031 exchange, works for crypto, business, primary homes. And it's a great way to help you win more transactions. And it's part of our commitment to you as the agent who joins us to give you the tools and the skills to close more deals by solving problems. And I fell in love with eXp because they're doing the same thing. They're solving the problems for the agents to align with us strategically with the finances and also the model. So we give away all of our secrets and we all become one big family to close more deals. And so if you want to learn more about what we're doing here, you can go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. You can also go to expcommercial.com or expmastery.com to learn more about all of these things. And so with that being said, if you have someone who showed you this video, right, you're working with, you can contact them. If you want to talk with us about joining, you can go to expcommercial.com and you can call us to book a time. This is, by the way, Glenn Stanford celebrating on the NASDAQ that eXp is on, and that's part of the stock, which is pretty cool. I so appreciate everybody out there who's watching this. And again, go to expmastery.com, capitalgainstaxsolutions.com, or expcommercial.com to learn more. And I look forward to talking to you